Hey guys, so today we're going to talk about the monetary multiplier. This presentation is sponsored by AEDU. So before I get into the monetary multiplier, let's examine the system as a whole, the banking system. So the United States has a fractional reserve banking system. So in essence, it's a banking system in which only a fraction of bank deposits are backed by actual cash on hand and are available for withdrawal. So this fractional banking system basically says that banks, commercial banks, are required to keep a certain amount of the cash depositors give them on hand available for withdrawal. So let's put this into some context. Let me give you an example. So a customer deposits $100 into the Chase Commercial Bank. Now, if the Fed has established a 10% reserve ratio, then the bank keeps $10 as reserves, and the rest go to the Federal Reserves, and basically the other $90 go to the Fed. So why is there a fractional banking system? Why did the United States establish one? Well, there needs to be precedent, of course, and this precedent is the Great Depression. So during the Great Depression, a lot of people tried to withdraw their assets when they saw the stock market crash and banks closing. Due to the financial crisis, and this caused many people to go to the banks to retrieve the money, trying to salvage what they can before everything goes crazy. However, the banks did not have enough money on hand to satisfy all the customers who wanted their money back. And keep in mind that there were huge lines that probably wrapped around the building at least 2 times. And because of that, bank runs occurred, and a lot of people could not get their money back. And that's why the United States, after the Great Depression, decided that they needed a new banking system, a fractional reserve banking system. So what are the benefits of this type of system? It assists American people when poor economic situations occur. Examples are financial panics, recessions, depressions, or bank runs. So the reason why the fractional banking system is so good is that it expands the economy by freeing up capital that can be loaned out to other parties. And that's just because since the banks keep X amount on hand and the leftovers are traveled around the Federal Reserve, money could get anywhere very quickly, and people can get their money if they need to. So how do the banking system and the multiplier connect? So, as part of the fractional reserve banking system, the Federal Reserve sets a reserve ratio, the percentage that the commercial bank is supposed to keep of the total money, and that's what they established, the reserve ratio. It's a percentage. And the monetary multiplier is based on this percentage, the reserve ratio. So the equation of the monetary multiplier is 1 over the required reserve ratio. So, higher reserve ratios mean lower money multipliers. This also works in the other way as well. Lower reserve ratios mean larger money multipliers. And that makes sense because it's reciprocal of one another. So let me give you some examples. If the reserve ratio is at 5%, that means that you have a 20x money multiplier. If the reserve ratio is at 10%, that means there is a 10x money multiplier. If the reserve ratio is at 20%, that means there is a 5x money multiplier. And if there is a 50% reserve ratio, that means there is a 2x money multiplier. So, what exactly is a monetary multiplier besides the mathematical calculation? Well, this multiplier gives the maximum potential change in the money supply due to a change in reserves. The total amount of loans that commercial banks are allowed to extend is a multiple of reserves. The banking system magnifies any original excess reserves into a larger amount of newly created checkable deposit money. So the mathematical formula for all this is the initial change in excess reserves that can be caused by deposits multiplied by the money multiplier that is derived from the reciprocal of the reserve ratio, and that should give you the actual change in the money supply. And as you continue your studies for the AP Macroeconomic exam, you'll be able to put a lot of this into context with the problems. Thank you for watching. My name is Vinay Gonagonla, and I look forward to teaching the next lesson with you guys.